Hi, everybody, and welcome. This is Amanda Moxley and the one and only Aleesha Jordan. Hi, Aleesha.
Hey, Amanda.
So happy you're here today. It's so fun to have you and for you to be here on this Facebook Live. So today we're going to be talking to Aleesha. She's going to introduce herself and share a little bit about her experience working with me in the Speak Your Way to Success program. So Aleesha, tell us about you. Like, who are you? Where do you live? What's your mission?
So I live in Southern California, and I my mission
Yeah.
is
Like, what
really my mission's really just to help heart-centered entrepreneurs strengthen the voice and style of their brand using visual energy by combining numerology, photography, creative direction, and design.
Oh yeah, that's so cool. That is really, I love how you pulled together all of your gifts and your talents and your education and your uniqueness into this program that you're helping people with. So when you started your journey working with me, and the reason why I had you on here is because you were one of the first clients I took their Speak Your Way to Success. You've been a graduate now for about 2 months, I think. And I love to just share case stories and share with people what is possible for them. So when you started your journey with me and Speak Your Way to Success, what were your biggest struggles? What were your challenges in your business? Like, where were you stuck?
Well, I was really stuck with things evolving in my business because when I started out, it was really simple. I just had one service and it was really easy for me to just kind of be behind my brand and not in front of it. And then as it started evolving and I had more services, it started to feel scattered and unorganized. And I was really struggling with pulling the pieces together and making it more just structured.
Mm-hmm. Because when we first started, you were doing like kind of like one-off sessions, I believe, right? You didn't really have a package or a signature system or a process that you took people through, right?
Yeah, I was doing a lot of one-offs and I wanted to get more into just more group things. I had taught classes and I had one, you know, organized program, but it was everything was like one-offs mostly aside from the classes.
Yeah. And so then what were sort of some of your biggest successes or ahas or breakthroughs while working together?
Well, through the program, I ended up being able to combine all of the things that I offered into one signature program,
Yeah.
which was awesome. It just made everything feel a lot more cohesive. And then I was also able to develop a signature talk as well that encompassed everything.
Mm-hmm.
So and the ability to increase my income.
Yeah.
So that was
Right. Okay. I love it. Exactly. So you were able to create that signature talk, and you actually did a webinar too. You did a live launch, and you did this in person a couple times as well, right?
well, I did the webinar in the launch. That was huge for me because I had been wanting to do a webinar for a long time and then just, have something that I was comfortable with, having that signature talk, signature program to back it up. But that was a huge milestone for me,
Mm.
getting out in front of a group and being live and speaking. And then also another thing that was really huge was being able to automate things. I really wanted to be able to automate specific things in my business, and working with you allowed me to do all of those things.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love it. And then so like you had all these gifts. So you had the numerology, the colors, the design. One other thing, like you have this intuitive gift as well. And so when you're saying you used to do one off, those things one off, and now you've created a program where you've integrated all those pieces,
Right, exactly.
folded them into one signature system. And so how is that landing with your ideal clients? And also you got really clear on your ideal client as well.
Yeah, that was huge because you have really powerful work in the program in terms of working with your ideal client and identifying your ideal client. And I struggled with that. I struggled with that a lot. And so I finally have been able to really narrow that down.
Yeah,
Um,
big
it,
time.
yeah, what did you say? What was the last part of what you said? Did I miss
I
the
said
end?
time because I remember there were even like two tracks of ideal. It took a while to whittle it down. There were two tracks of ideal clients. You had a sort of a train the trainer, and then you had just like the typical person that had that problem or wanted this ideal life vision that you have or ideal.
Mhm.
And so, but I don't think you're doing IDL anymore, are you? Now you've evolved then.
Yeah, so now I was able to get even more specific, and I want to really help people work with visual energy. And through doing that, it really, really helps create a shift in your confidence. So when you're going out to speak, or even if you're just showing up online, if you're not speaking, you want what you're doing, or you want your image to speak before you ever say anything, because we're in such a social media driven world and internet based world. It's huge.
Yes.
But going through this particular process, it really creates a shift and makes you feel more comfortable and more confident in what you're doing, because I'm including the numerology, where I'm able to really hone in on your purpose and your strengths and your weaknesses and what type of vehicle can really get you to where you want to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was able to all the different skill sets and incorporate them into something that can be beautiful for people and really help them get in front of their brand.
Yeah.
Because I used to hide, like you would never really see me on the calls,
First time I've seen you. Well, I would see because on the calls, it was early California time too, so I don't blame you. But yeah, I see a huge shift in the way you're showing up, your visibility, your voice, your service to the world has really shifted since we first started.
Yeah, and the program really helped me work through those pieces, and I was able to see what was really holding me back. And it's my hope that other people that have the same type of challenges, I can help them.
What was it that got you over the hump or made you actually, bring those pieces or actually show up and become more visible?
I think once I really was able to hone in on the ideal client,
Mm-hmm.
I realized that's really me. So what happened was I was working with a friend that's a photographer, and we were working on different projects, and I was able to see myself in a different light. So once I was working with your program and working on the challenges that we have for ourselves, that was the thing that was really just like repetitive. When I went back and looked at all of the what I had written down, it was really me not getting out in front of my brand and feeling comfortable and confident with my image, with my voice, with my vibe. And once I started doing that, things really started to shift for me, honestly.
Right, because money or ideal clients or opportunities or success can't see you if you're hiding out. If we're not
you can't. Yeah, sorry. I think I'm a little delayed, so sorry.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. So it's but then, I'm now watching your Instagram and, what is your Instagram? So people here can follow you as well. But I'm watching you and you're 100% different person, in terms of your showing up and your shining and your visibility.
Well, you know what? I thought about, if the people that I need to help most, if they can't see me and they don't really catch my vibe or my energy, then I can't help them. And but you said, what's my Instagram?
Yeah,
it's my IG is at wellness soup, like Campbell's soup, but wellness soup.
I love that. Yeah, I would love it. Okay, cool. So that's awesome. So, and then I would recommend watching your stuff. It's really good. And watching exactly. So you are a version of your ideal client. And so you're solving that for yourself and show exactly. And that's what I love that you took this journey of Speak Your Way to Success, such an inward, and you were going within and trying to figure this out. And then as you've emerged, Aleesha, now you're I am a version of my ideal client. I want to serve. I want my ideal client to see me. And then you actually have a planes crashing problem. because you know what that problem was like, the lack of visibility or showing up. And now you brought together all your gifts, and now you're like helping them with their visuals and their branding and but then bringing in their purpose and their colors and all this cool stuff you've had.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. And so what would you say, like, what did you like the most out of working with me?
Well, I really liked that I could connect with you virtually, like actually see you in person and be, just have that real person connection. And then I also really loved the community that you have built around the program. Everybody was really positive, and you're always upbeat and positive, and for sure, you need that when you're just to kind of keep going, keep going, keep going. You really helped me step my game up and just be visible and get out there. Get to the next level.
I know. And there were times where like I just remember like working through it with you, and it's like turning around your, like really hearing your story and reading your seminar story and pulling out those pieces of your story. And I think you really like too that I understood your unique body of work, with the numerology and the color therapy, and then with your design. It's like I love that's the new age stuff has been a hobby of mine over these last 15 years or so. And so I like that part too, of like really kind of hearing your story and then seeing how you could package that up to help other people.
Yeah, being able to kind of see the whole picture and pull everything together sure was super helpful, because that was one of my biggest things, was that things were feeling choppy and not pulled together. So that was awesome.
Yeah, and I like that you said that about the community. I find that the women that I love it, because every time everyone that we bring into the program, we actually like select. We're like, okay, we qualify them. Are you a good fit? Are you actually going to be coachable, resourceful, action taker, and committed? And if they're not, then they're not going to be a good fit. And so we're really like screening the clients. So I'm only working with my ideal clients. But I noticed with you, like you definitely created a lot of friendships and connections and supporting each other. And I love that. Like, it seems like you made some really good friendships in the program.
Yeah, I did. The women are awesome. They really were. And I think that's definitely a bonus that you do, that you're very selective about who you take into the program and how everyone interacts. I really did appreciate that within the program for sure.
I met up, one of the women in the group was visiting. She had a speaking event in my city. And so we met up yesterday for coffee, and it was just like, it's just so cool. And we both were commenting on how powerful that community is. And it's not competitive. The women aren't bitches. They're not like, comparing or being like, it's my turn. And why do I have to listen to this person? Like, they're literally contributing. They're hearing, they're seeing how they can help.
Yeah.
Didn't like one of the girls, like women, didn't you have a conversation with one of them? Because she was like, honestly, I don't know what you're doing. And
yeah.
that was really, I think, a turning point for you, because Katie was like, because she doesn't come from that new age world. So she was like, I literally don't know. And you saw in her, because that's a voice coach. And you were like, I want something more specific, because you could see that specificity, that's a word, is what is going to give you the results you want, so that you stand out. And I love that you reached out to each other to help each other.
Yeah, that was an awesome experience, because like you said, you're well versed in a lot of the things that I'm into or that I offer. And she had no idea what I was talking about. So being able to talk to her and explain it in different ways was super helpful. She's like, oh, okay, well, you should talk about that with the color for people that don't get it. And just working through all those steps and thinking about different ways to explain it, it did help me. I had all these really unique and cool pieces, but they all kind of were tied into building around purpose and building around beauty, like taking your inner journey and making it reflected in your environment or your outer journey. And talking to her just helped me break that down. But the missing piece was the visibility piece. How are you going to share all this beauty without being visible when it's all about visibility,
Yeah, I love that. And I just love the shift in you, that you're now visible.
Yeah.
You were like always on the calls, and I never, ever, ever, ever saw, for 4 months, I never saw your face.
I know.
I know. And like you weren't even on active. And I remember you even reaching out to one of the other women in the group, Ange, who is the keto coach, and I've had her on the show before. And you were like, well, Ange is like really good at social media, and I'm not really good. You know, like you weren't, or you might. There was a secret interview that was good at social media, but it hadn't been unleashed yet. And so, and you reached out to her. Like I just feel like this tribe of sisterhood was I could see at work and plant seeds for everyone, and everyone lifted up together.
Yeah, no, for sure. You have amazing women in the group. Everyone is supportive and helpful. It isn't competitive, like you said. It's like one of those things when you're an entrepreneur and you kind of feel like you're out on an island by yourself because a lot of people sometimes don't really understand where you're at. You come into this community where everybody understands where you're at and everybody is trying to pull each other up, and that's like awesome.
Right? Exactly. And so what are you looking forward to in the next, like, what is your future? What are your goals or dreams coming up? Like, what are you creating next?
So next I am creating, I'm going to do a live event in February.
Woo!
And it's going to be like a self-love affair and kind of looking at things through the lens of love because it's, you know, about beauty and photography and your purpose. So if anybody wants to support it or watch it as it unfolds, I'll post most information on IG.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it in California?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I love that. That's such a good place. Okay, that's cool. And you've done events before. And so are you now working with this like with the photographer? Is that part of your business now? Like tell us, because you mentioned her a couple times. So tell me what you got going on there.
Yeah, so I have a photographer that I work with. So yeah, for sure that will be a part of it. And then the other parts will be, so we're just working with people and kind of really understanding and conceptualizing who they are as a person and who they are as a brand. And with the numerology part and the color part, and then creating cool environments that capture that, and then capturing that with photography. So photography is kind of like the last step. That's like kind of the smallest step in the process, but that's what it'll be. It'll be an event where there's photography and like staging and stuff like that. I don't want to give it all away, but that'll definitely be a part of it.
Okay, tease us a little bit. I love it. I think I think where we're heading now, like you said, in this world, in this digital world, it is very, very visual. And so working with someone and then to tie in the numerology to help like, the purpose or what does today mean or the deeper meaning. And then I know you also work with people around the cycles and seasons about when to launch or when to kind of be like, right. So what tips do you have for us about the season we're in right now, numerology and color wise?
Well, we're coming to the close of, so 2018 is actually an 11 year cycle for everyone. We all have our individual numbers and cycles and patterns, but as a whole, everybody's experiencing 2018 as an 11. So this year was kind of a balancing act. A lot of things might have popped up that were kind of challenging, but it's all because, you want to, 11 is one column here, one column here. It's all about finding balance and then walking through that gateway. So things that people have been working on or have been struggling with, things are going to be a lot just easier going into 2019.
This is an 11, so next year is a 12.
Well, it's a 3. Okay. So next year's a 3, and that's all about growth and expansion and activity manifesting itself, money, luck. It's just a much more positive vibration.
Interesting. Okay, so 3s, and then what's a 4 all about? The next
4 is about structure and foundation and accumulating things. There's a lot of things having to do with beautification in a 4 in terms of houses, like building a house, buying a house, landscaping. It's kind of like a physical structure for what you want to create more of.
Okay, then what about 2021?
So 2021 is a 5. A 5 is like a decision making point, like looking back at where you've been, at where you are now, and ahead at where you want to go. But it's a very, very like active and busy cycle. It's all about experience, a lot of things showing up and popping up, a lot of experiences showing up. So it gives you information to help you with making decisions that you want to make moving forward.
And what about 2022? They say a lot's going to happen in 2022. I know you like 22. So what is that going to be all about?
Well, 2022 would be a 6. Okay. So that's about going from a negative to a positive. That where there could be some changes would be in like the family scene, like maybe people moving into the home. You might have to take care of older, parents, or people moving out of the home and going to school. But it's like our babies being born or people passing away. There's just a lot of changes on the family scene, but but 6 is really about like beauty. It's also a time where people might get married or get engaged or get into serious relationships, because the previous like cycle was a 5. It's all about experience and seeing what's what. So that's really, like a lot of family stuff. But a 6 is pretty positive, except for things that you might have to let go of in transitions. Like in transitions can be difficult sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, aren't they always? Like, and you got to learn how to navigate them. Interesting. I love it. Well, and I love how then you can help someone figure out their life purpose as well. And even their purpose for this year. So what are sort of your predictions, or what do you think this next year, or what should we, 2 questions, what should we be doing to close up and complete 2018 and then prepare moving forward into 2019?
Well, I think for 2018, it would be advantageous to really look at the things that are serving you, look at the things that are adding to your growth, and seriously let go of things that are not serving you, because those that are on their path in 2019 are going to take off. So some are going to just take off and be flying forward, and some people are going to get left behind. So don't get left behind, Oh,
I love it. It's so true. Like, let go, drop off what is no longer serving you, so that you're free to powerfully move forward into your future. So what are what do you guys, those of y'all listening or watching, what is it that you want to let go of in 2018? Like, I just posted this morning about this hairdresser that I have a weekly blowout with. Mm-hmm. And I just broke up with her today because 15 minutes before, she's like, oh shoot, sorry, I made a mistake. And I'm like, anyway, so it's just like, so raising up your standards, raising up your boundaries, raising up your expectations, and not taking any crap.
Yeah, because the things that were presented in an 11, they're really to bring about balance in your life. They're not meant for you to stay in this uncomfortable spot. All these things are coming up and showing up for you to deal with them, make peace with them, and walk through the gateway of the 11 into what's next. And everything next, like I said, is about growth and expansion and productivity. So like, don't get stuck. Walk through the gateway and move on.
Oh, I love that. Growth, and that's what a 3 is all about: growth and expansion and building. Perfect. And yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I was just gonna say a 3 has like a very childlike kind of outlook on things, kind of light, not heavy, have fun, look at things like through a child's eyes. It's kind of like the energy of a 3.
Don't you think we need that?
Yeah.
I mean, like the world, it's felt like, maybe it's just because we're getting older and we're seeing things differently, but it's been intense these last couple of years, like just like collectively, a lot of divisiveness and what have you. So it'd be nice to have some joy and some, just forward, awesome energy moving forward.
Yeah. And then even like with the year before being in a one cycle, you said divisiveness, there's a lot of kind of like feeling alone in a one cycle. Even if you're surrounded by a whole bunch of people, you still kind of feel this solitude kind of energy, because it's all about planting seeds and thinking about what you really want outside of what everybody else, you know, and like without taking in everybody else's output, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool. I love it. And I remember I've been into numerology for a long time, but like looking back at when we entered into the 1 year back in 2017, but then looking back over the previous 9 years and seeing how 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, how each of those years really created that new cycle. I mean, it built a new, like my son was born in 2008, like at the beginning of that cycle. And so it's very interesting, and I love what you're up to. So, so you said your webinar is automated, is that right?
Well, I have to do, I'm going to be doing another webinar. I didn't leave the other one automated, but I did for the replay and, you know, that. But I'm going to do another webinar before February, probably next month. And, but talking about, you know, more about this new program that I'm super excited about, because I'm so excited about it. And I'll probably do some color stuff too, like some color readings before the new year, kind of help people see what they need to let go of and where their blockage is, and help them kind of move forward for the new year.
Tell us a little bit about the color therapy, because I don't really know that much about it, except, I mean, I know a little bit. Like I've got one of the books of like, you know, what's your color, or, so like tell us a little bit about that. What does it mean?
Okay. So I've been practicing numerology for over 20 years. And in numerology, every letter has a number, every number has a color, and every color has a music note. So I basically just work with vibration as a whole. And so the colors, I connect with color the same way I connect with numbers or tarot cards or whatever. Like I connect with the energy of the color. So when I work with people, I have them pick colors. I think they're upstairs, or I would show you, but.
Well, like I have so much blue, you know, like does that, like I love blue, and I like yellow. So is it based on your favorite color, your branding colors, or if you're helping people visually represent themselves? No, it doesn't.
Well, no, I mean, it's a little bit of everything. So I have you pick a certain amount of colors, and the order in which you pick the colors mean something. They all symbolize something. So I decipher the order and the color and the vibration, and then that's how I'm able to connect with your energy. So one of them would show what your the energy is, like what the energy around you is like right now, and then one would tell me what's blocking you, and one would tell me what you can do moving forward, you know.
Yeah, I love that. So they pick color. Yeah. Do they have to be in person with you?
No, we can do that virtually. Everything I'm going to try to always do like an in-person thing and a virtual thing, because I have people that live all over the place. So that's super cool. One thing that's awesome about the internet, you know, but no, I can do it virtually. Sometimes every now and then, sometimes people don't pick, because it's like really subconscious, and sometimes people won't pick the things that are really connected with them. They might pick their favorite color instead of like off the top of their head. So I'll have to look at them, and then I'll look at what color is around them, you know. You know how like people people that can't hear, that are deaf, they see the vibration of sound as color. And yeah, so I see color like someone that can't hear.
Right on. And you've had those gifts for a long time.
They've changed over the years. Like they are added onto. Like it might start out with one or two, and then another one comes later, you know.
Cool. I like that. Okay, so what would you say for people who are considering, or they've watched my webinar, or they're like thinking they want to work with me, but they're maybe not sure, or they don't know if it's the right fit? Like, what would you, just from your heart, what would you recommend, or what would you share to someone as a recommendation?
I would say if you are really looking to have a structured business, not just an expensive hobby business, that your program has a lot of assets. Um, if you're really ready to step your game up as an entrepreneur, I think you should do it because you get to connect with a great coach, you get to connect with amazing women, and you get to create a structure for your business. If your business is evolving and you need support kind of gluing everything together, I think that this program helps do all of those things and get you in front of more people at one time. So if you're looking to, grow, like I said, and just get to the next level, there's so many different avenues that you can get into with this program successfully.
Totally. I love what you're saying about the structured because it really is step by step by step. And really, it's like, because I've been business coaching now since 2012. So what is that, 6 years? Yeah, 6 years. And so I really figured out the steps you need. And it is the Moxley method. And it is figuring out, what is your story? What is I can nail an ideal client in each of 5 minutes or less. Like who, and okay, so you could have something, but is it like viable? Is it something people will pay money for? Is it something they need now? Is there the urgency for them to do it now? And then using that, and we're mining that from your past. Like you don't have to be someone you're not. You're still doing these gifts you've had for 20 years, but then putting that into a talk that activates a gap that shows people this is where they are, this is where they want to go, and here's how you get there. And then the solution is to work with you if they're the right fit, and then heal that problem, transform that problem. And that's really it, and then you speaking, you can do it automated like you've done, but you also did it in person as well. You had a couple talks you did live, right?
Well, I didn't, not with my signature talk. I've had classes, that I've done live and in groups, but my talks were over the web.
Okay, got ya. Okay, cool. I also, what's also unique about my program is that I actually personally review your talk. So we went back and forth with your talk many times. Really.
I loved that.
Yeah.
That part was really important for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because just the initial writing it down, like getting everything out of my head and writing it down, and then having support with structuring it and wording it in a professional way that really encompassed what I was trying to say was huge. Because when you're constantly doing everything in your own head and by yourself, it's just really difficult to get to where you want to go with it.
Yeah,
that was a huge.
Like you were saying, like you kind of feel like it's an island when you're an entrepreneur. Like you're alone, and you're like, "Is anyone out there?" Or you're like, that guy like Wilson or whatever, Tom Hanks, Wilson, and then you have this tribe and this coach and this program and this process, and it works exactly. And I personally review all the talks, and I'm just love that part. But you're right, the structured and the professional way that actually lands and gets people to take the next step with you is so important. Yeah, love it. So any last words or anything, I guess, for us to connect in with you? You're going to have a retreat in February, which is huge. And and then anything else or places that we can connect in with you, or maybe you have a free gift or something you want to share?
I have a free gift that I'm finishing up. It's not completed, but once it is, you guys can check that out on the website. It's wellnesssoup.com. And there's 3 S's in that, guys, wellnesssoup.com. So I'll have a free gift there. And then I'll be offering color sessions for the new year. And I'll post that information on IG as well as the event. So that's kind of what I have coming up at the moment. But I'm always available for coaching. So you can email me at Aleesha@wellnesssoup.com or DM me on IG.
And on IG, you're at wellness soup?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Got it. Well, that sounds good to me. Congratulations on everything you've created and the clarity that you've gotten and the honing in of the ideal client and using your seminar story and bringing all your gifts together into an amazing program. And I wish you nothing but the very, very best. And I know, like, I feel like even with you sharing this numerology, like you building in the two, and you're walking through that gate. And 2019 is going to be really amazing for you.
Yeah, I think so too. And thank you so much for all of your support through this journey, because it was amazing to have.
I'm so glad you actually stepped up and allowed yourself to have that support, and you showed up and did the work. I mean, it's such a win-win for everyone. And then it's a win ripple effect for all the people you're here to serve and help. Now that you've got that clarity, now there's like even more awesomeness to go out in the world. So good. Well, great. And if anyone watching is like, all right, I'm ready, I'm going to book a call with Amanda, you can do that at amandamoxley.com/apply. And on that call, we will just really nail down where you are, see if you have, your signature talk, your signature system, your ideal client. If you're speaking, if you want to get booked to speak, how are you at sales? How are you at presenting? How are you like really solving that plane is crashing problem? And if there's a fit between what I do and what you need, then we can talk about that and talk about next steps and see if Speak Your Way to Success program is a good fit. The other thing is I do have all that on a web page. So if you're one of those people that is a fact finder and you want to figure everything out before you get on the phone, you can go to amandamoxley.com/Moxley method, and you'll see the whole 9 yards there, the whole enchilada. All right. Thanks, Aleesha, for being here, and thanks for watching, everyone. Have a beautiful rest of your day and happy December. Talk soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.